I clicked record, so we're now recording. Okay, so that's
Perfect.
good. So
Okay.
anyway, what I'm saying is, yes, when they update your code in your test instance, they're going to be putting all the changes since the August supplemental, which means if you want to make sure you test all of the changes, you're going to need to load the September supplemental. Okay, so as far as I can tell, you're going to need that supplemental 15.0, the 15.0 CU1 and CU2, and then I know that there's been all these priority releases around CU1 and 2.
PR3.
Okay, so there's PR3 for CU2?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So the thing about those files is, and I don't know if you've looked at them, the only thing they're giving you for those PR files is a spreadsheet with the change number and whatever testing documentation, and there's nothing else. There's no PDF that goes along with it or anything like that. So you can use the import Excel utility to import those spreadsheets. The problem with the spreadsheets that we found is that there's a column that says application, where they would put things like CPOE or accounts payable or whatever. And after we started looking at the first couple of them, what they were calling some of the applications was not standard with what we were familiar with. So the applications that we know in Paragon are the ones that have always been included in their PDF formatted files. So we made a decision that we are not going to scrub those spreadsheets for you. And the reason is, I'm not going to guess when they put something in an call it something, but it doesn't align with anything I've ever seen. I'm not going to guess what module that belongs in and then tell you that's where you need to put it. So for that reason, we decided we're not going to scrub those. If you want to load them in, you can very easily do it, but you're going to have to edit that column, that application column in the spreadsheet that you get from the website, and make sure that what's in that column are the task types that, first of all, you put in the task types that they belong to, and that that they match what you have in your task type dictionary. Does that make sense?
Makes sense, yes.
Okay, so, and I apologize. The files are not huge. I don't think it's that difficult. If you sort it by application, you can see what they're calling things, and then you can just copy and paste or search and replace with what you have in your task type dictionary, and then you can import those. Okay, so
how many items in the PRs? In that CU2 PR3, how many items are there?
I don't know.
Okay.
I have no. That's the other thing. We have no access to documentation. All we know is what our customers tell us, and we did have customers send us the first couple of PR files because they were new. Why is your screen turning black? I'm like,
oh, my bad.
I'm like, it's fading away. So when these PR priority releases first started coming out, customers started sending them to us, and we started looking at them and saying, okay, they can import these. We'll change what they call the application to make it match the task type. But after the first couple, we were like, wait a minute. I mean, they would have things in there. I go, I don't know what application that goes to. I've never heard of that before. And again, we don't use Paragon, so we are, we're not comfortable with scrubbing those. So when we got the first couple, we went through and we counted up how many for each module or whatever. But, the best way to tell how many changes in it is to open up the spreadsheet and go to the end of it and see how many rows are in it, minus the title row, and that's how many work items there are. Now, again, there may be work items for modules that you don't use. If you don't use ambulatory, then you don't need to worry about the ones that are in there for ambulatory or lab or whatever it is. You don't want to do any more work than you have to, and you don't want to bring in any work items that don't apply to you. So, again, you're going to have to open up each of those spreadsheets and take a look at it, see what's in there, how many changes, edit the application names to match your task types in your task type dictionary, and then you can easily import those priority release work items. So the confusing part about what you need to load, even though you don't need to load a lot of files outside of the priority releases, the confusing part is that they're in different kinds of formats because there's been so many changes since Allscripts took over Paragon. And at first everything was the same, and then they decided, they started releasing in a different format, and people wanted the testing steps. So then they gave you a spreadsheet, and we mashed it all together. And then now they've decided no testing steps. We're just going to give you the release notes in a PDF file, except for the priority releases, which are only in a spreadsheet. So the whole thing's kind of confusing. On top of that, you do not have the most current version of Streamcast. You have an older version, which doesn't mean you can't get what you need. But when Allscripts changed their PDF format, we had to come up with new logic to convert that into Streamcast. And you don't have that logic in your system because we haven't updated you in a while. That's why I was hoping between your last update and this one, we'd have time to do that. But again, it doesn't mean you can't get things in there because we converted them in our system and exported them to a spreadsheet. So you can import those work items that they're only providing in this newly formatted PDF. You can import them from a spreadsheet that we give you. So that's why the whole thing's a little confusing. What this means for you is that you're going to need 3 different templates for the different kinds of files that you're going to be importing. Okay. So that's why it's, a little more confusing. So if we're going to do things in order, and we always suggest you bring in everything under a separate project and try to bring them in, in order by release, you're going to start with the November. I would start with the November supplemental. Okay. This file was released only in a PDF in the new version. So we converted it in our system, created the work items, and then we exported it to a spreadsheet, which I sent you. Okay, so you're going to be getting those work items via the import Excel functionality, but you're going to have to build a new template to bring that in because that spreadsheet's formatted differently than the ones where we mashed everything together. Because now they're not providing a separate spreadsheet to go along with the PDF. So I think the first thing you're going to want to do is build the projects that you're going to need, or at least build the first couple. So all the projects that were old are disabled. That's fine. You don't want those in the way. So I would build new projects. Don't overwrite the ones you have because there's work items out there, even though they're completed, there's work items out there under those project names. And if you ever have an audit or something and need to go and find them, you don't want to overwrite them. You just want to keep them disabled so they're kind of hidden. So let's create a new project for you want to clear because you're clicked on one. Create a new project for the 14.1.3.1 November 2019 supplemental. And you can build it, the title the same way that you did your other ones. This is November 2019.
We're doing 14.1.3.1?
Yep. No, it's 14.1.3.1 and November 2019, and it's a supplemental. All right, you're going to want to make sure you connect it to the work group, you enable it so it's available. And save. Okay. You might as well build at least one more. The next one is just the 15.0.0. Now, when this file originally came out, it came out in 2018, I believe. It's been revised, updated several times. What I'm giving you is the latest, greatest version of 15.0 with any new or updated work items included in it. So there's no need to load multiple files to get everything that they've added to that original release. So we're just going to call it 15.0.0, and you're going to,
are we going to put any months behind it like how we normally do, or supplement?
If you want to, I believe the original came out like in October of 2018 or something. This one, the latest greatest is dated September 2019.
Let's do September 2019.
You know, and that's really only important if you want to make sure that you have the correct PDF, if you want to upload the PDF and get the links, because this file is actually in the oldest version before Allscripts bought Paragon. So this file is still in the format that McKesson used, and you can convert this in without having us put it into a spreadsheet. So again, this is why everything's confusing, because depending on when it was released and which company released it, it could be in a different format. All right, so go ahead and save that. So at least we're starting with the first two that we have. Okay, so now, as I told you, supplemental.
Should we like make all the dictionaries? Like, should we get the project out of the way? Yeah, that way, you know, this one thing is taken care of, and then we can start working on one by one, and then, yeah.
All right. So you're going to need. The only thing is, I wouldn't want you to. You don't need to make all your projects right now for the PR files, because that would take forever.
Yeah, PR, we won't do the PR because we do not. You know, I'll talk to my manager and see, you know, how we want to proceed with that.
Okay.
Right. But let's do, you know, what we have, what you guys are going to provide with. So I have that in there, and we can now work on the other part later.
Okay, good. So the next one is the 15.0 CU1. And if you want to put a date on that, that was May 2019.
CU1?
Yep, CU1, which stands for Cumulative Update Date. May 2019. If you don't need to put a date on it, but you can if you want.
I've put dates on everything, so I would rather, standard.
So this file was in that new Allscripts PDF format that they came out with, and then they provided a spreadsheet as well. So for this file, this is one of those ones that I mashed together all in one spreadsheet so you guys could import everything all at once. So again, it's a whole different, you've got three different ways you're bringing things in, and the things that are coming in via spreadsheet, you've got three different templates because you got three different spreadsheet formats. So, all right, so you're going to save this one, and then you're going to build one for the CU2, which was 15.0 CU2.
Dot two?
No,
CU2.
CU2. And then that was dated August 2019. Don't forget to choose attach the work group and enable it, or it's going to yell at you.
I think it's a good idea to make that 15.0.0 September, 2018. That way it's in a in a flow, because, you know, I don't want people to get confused. Hey, why are we doing in September 2019? Let me start with May. Will it matter or it won't matter?
I don't think it matters. Make sure you choose the work group there, Harpreet. It's the reason that I like to put the dates on these is because those are the dates of the documentation. So,
right.
And if something gets updated, like 15.0 has had several revised versions, sometimes you don't even know it's revised, because McKesson used to always name the file, the PDF, they put revision 1.0 was the, or version 1.0 was the original. And then if they updated it, was version 1.1. If they updated it again, it was version 1.2. I found that, and again, it's probably all part of one company buying another company, and there's a lot of change going on. The last 15.0 revised file gave no indication on it that it was revised, except that it had a date of September of this year. So when I looked at it, I said, yeah, there's more in here than in the last one we got. So even though they didn't call it, change the version of it, so again, it's just a way to make sure that when that documentation that you're loading, when it was provided by Allscripts. Okay. All right. So again,
is it? I'm sorry, Sherry. Is it 15.0 or 15.0? I want to make sure.
It doesn't really make a difference. That there's no 15.0.1. Thank God. But I'm kind of like, if we don't have to add any more dots and zeros than we have to, that's all right. It's just that, when there was 14.0, then there was 14.0.1 and 14.0.2 and 14.0.3. And, so for 15, they're doing things a little differently. Again, this is a different company. And they're, I think they're doing the CU1 and CU2 in lieu of 15.0.1 and 15.0.2. But, it's their company. They can call it whatever they like. So,
exactly.
So we have all the projects built for all of the documentation that Array is going to provide you in order to convert or import into StreamTask. So let's go to the Interfaces tab. This is where the magic happens.
Yep.
The first file that we're going to import is going to be a spreadsheet. So you're going to go to Import Excel. All right. And right now you have two templates built. The Allscripts Paragon Release Notes template. This is the one that I helped you build, and that is for the files that you will have to bring in, like 15.0 CU1, that they gave release notes in a PDF, and they also gave testing steps in a spreadsheet, and I mashed it all together into a spreadsheet. So that's the template you're going to use for that. So the first file that we're going to import, though, is one where we converted it with our new logic for conversion, and then we exported it to a spreadsheet. So we're going to build a whole new template for, I guess you could call it, it's in lieu of converting with what we call the Allscripts P1 raw file format. So I don't know what you want to, maybe you should just call this Allscripts.
Can we just call it the template the same name as the release?
Yeah, you can, but you don't want to build a new template. You don't want to change the name of it every time. I mean, you can.
Yeah, gotcha.
You know what I mean? This is something that you can use. This is something you're going to have to use at least twice to get what you want in. And depending on when you let us update StreamCast, you might have to use it even more.
I talk to you guys about that too, because we are updating our servers. I needed information from you guys because I think we are on an older version and we would like to upgrade that server. So we need to know what you guys need from our side and how we can go about that.
Well, it's funny because I sent you an email the other day, and then I got an email about that very thing, because Windows 2008 is going to be, end of life in January in terms of support.
Right.
It doesn't mean it's not going to work, but you might be vulnerable to security issues. So I sent you an email about that. So when we get off this meeting, if you want to check that out, for new customers, we're asking them to build their servers at Windows 2016. But if you update yours to 2012, that's good now until 2023. So October of 2023. So, take a look at the email that we sent. There's a couple different options for getting, if you build a new server, you're going to have to, migrate StreamTask to the new server. But if you can upgrade in place, then you don't have to. So anyway, that email that I sent you about that has an attachment with what your choices are, and you can let us know how you want to proceed. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And then what we would do, since you're at an older version of StreamTask, and we're doing this for another customer too, they're having us do the migration for them. And then once that's done, we're going to upgrade StreamTask because they're at an older version also. So we might as well, if it's a good time to get things done because you don't have a Paragon update, we might as well get the migration done or the update of the operating system, whether you do it or you have us help you, and then we'll update StreamTask for you. Okay?
Okay.
Get it all done. All right. So let's build a new template, and just to make things easier, maybe let's just call it all scripts. You got to give it a name. You have to give the template a name. So in that center field, right, in the middle, import template name, why don't you just call it all scripts -P1, and I'll explain what that means later, so that that's the name of the conversion logic that you don't have. So you're going to import the spreadsheet in lieu of converting it because you don't have this conversion logic that we created for these new PDFs. Okay, so you give it a name. Everything else is probably going to be from the spreadsheet. Let me see. Now, I don't have the spreadsheet in front of me, but I'm looking at the assistance document. In the file, the spreadsheet that I sent you has 5 columns in it, okay? The first column is the title of the work item. So that's going to come from column A. So, and you always have to pull the title from the spreadsheet. The second column, B, is the task types with the WI dot, which, are you using WI dot or not? For your task types, do you use the WI mnemonic? The fastest way to check would be click on the task type field in where it says default values. No, not in there. Where in the next section where it says default values, see where it says task type? Just click it, and no, you are not using WI. Okay, so just like with that other template we built, you can pull your task types from column A if you use WI dot, or column B if you use WI dot, and column C if you don't. So you're going to, in the portion at the top that we're filling in where it says column map values, you're going to pull the task types from column C. Okay, so you're going to just skip over column B because you don't use the mnemonic. You're going to go right to column C for your task type. Then column D is the actual request description or the release notes. So again, that has to come from the spreadsheet. Anything with an asterisk next to it is required. And the only two things when you import a spreadsheet into StreamTask that absolutely positively have to come from the spreadsheet are the title and the request description. Okay. And
yep.
the only other thing in the spreadsheet is the project, but you built the project. So in terms of what's coming from the spreadsheet, all you need is A, C, and D. So now we're on this next section where it says default values. These are the things that you're going to choose a default value for all the rows or all the work items. So you're going to be the requester because you're the one who's doing this import. The work group's your Paragon work group. Okay, you're not going to choose the task type because that's coming from the spreadsheet. So don't choose anything there. The status is going to be assigned because everything's going to come in assigned. You don't, okay, well, just in case you have a task type that doesn't happen to have an auto assignee on it, I would say choose yourself as the assignee just as a backup, okay? So the spreadsheet is queen. So it's going to look at the spreadsheet and go, oh, the task type is, say, accounts payable. Then it's going to go look in the accounts payable dictionary and say, oh, Sherry Hageman is the auto assignee for accounts payable. So that's who this task is going to get assigned to. If it looks in the dictionary at the task type and does not find an auto assignee, then it's going to say, Harpreet is going to be the assignee because he's the default assignee. Okay. The request date is today, or whatever day you do the conversion. Click on the little click on the little today thing, or on today's date. That's fine. You don't have to worry about start date. Target date, I don't. You said your go live is January 28th. Make sure you change the month, not the year. Yeah. All right. So you probably want everything tested maybe a week or two before go live, but that's up to you. All right. The project is the project that you created for the 14.1.3.1 November supplemental. Okay. And then the priority is your default, whatever your default priority is. Default. Very good. Okay. So we'll just stop for a minute. What we have done is we've said, these are the things that are coming from the spreadsheet, and these are the things that we're going to choose default values based on our dictionaries or dates or whatever. Now you're going to save this template. You're going to click on save down there at the bottom. And now you have 3 templates built. Okay. Yep. Now, if you want to convert or import this spreadsheet right now, we can do it. My only concern is whether or not all the task types in your task type dictionary match our quote unquote required task type. So if you haven't taken a look at the assistance document and gone through and made sure that anything that's included in this file, and my coworker Lynn, who actually scrubbed this file, she attached our required task type names list to the assistance document and highlighted all of the modules that are included in this particular file, so that it would make it.
I'm sorry. I see like assistant docs for 15, CU1, CU2, but I don't see anything for 14 dot for the November 2019 supplement.
I sent that to you separately. Let me see. Because I sent the 14.1.3 first. And
because there was encrypted and I couldn't open that.
Oh, all right. Well, let me try just sending you that
right here.
That spread. Let me just try sending you this. Well, first of all, if you don't have the file, the spreadsheet, you're not going to be able to import it. I'm going to try sending you the assistance document first. Maybe if I send them separately. I don't know why it encrypted one and not the other. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, because I downloaded the other ones right here. See right here? I have all these right here.
Yeah. Okay. Hang on a second. Oh, that's the assistance document I'm talking about right there. Oh, wait a minute. I just opened it up. All right. Let me just save it. I'm trying to do, I only have one screen at home and I'm trying to do too many.
Sorry.
That's all right. All right. So file, save as, and I'm just going to save it on my desktop. Okay. All right. All right. So now I'm going to, I'm just going to attach just the assistance document and send that to you. And then I'm going to try to do the same thing for, I'm going to send that, and then I'm going to, and then I'm going to send the spreadsheet, which is the most important part of it. Hopefully, if I send them separately, that won't, get.
Yep. Yeah.
I don't know why things get encrypted. I don't intentionally ever send anything encrypted. It's just, it happens.
Right.
There's something to do with Barracuda and the company, however they set it up for our email.
Yeah, because I got it from Barracuda, and we've been getting warnings, do not open anything. I said, I don't know what Barracuda. I think I want to try to open this thing.
Oh. Now, Barracuda is a very common, it's a very common encryption thing. And like I said, I don't do it on purpose. It just happens when sometimes when I send attachments, depending on what they are.
That is no problem.
So did you get the assistance document?
Yes, I am.
Now I'm attaching the spreadsheet. I'm going to send that to you, and hopefully that will not get encrypted. All right, now I'm going to switch back to my other screen so I can see what you're doing. All right, here we go. All right. So,
About that, the other one.
Yay. All right, so see, this is, so just so you can see what the spreadsheet looks like too. I mean, I was thinking that you had already seen it. I thought you had it. So you go back to the spreadsheet, just so we can look at it quickly.
Just one. I'm trying to just download it, so it's going to be there. Yeah. Just no. Alrighty, we have all the docs.
Okay, all right. So let's just to quickly look at this. So you can see the way the spreadsheet is built. Column A is your title. It includes the work item ID. It has a /C or /E if it's a correction or enhancement. And then it has that little synopsis or description attached to the title. The type, you're not using the mnemonic, so you're going to get your task types from column C, where the alternative task type is. The request description, column D, that's the testing documentation that was in the PDF file. It also includes, and this is, again, we had to create a whole new program or new logic to convert this PDF or this file. It comes as a PDF, but we changed it to a plain text file. But we also asked the programmer to put correction or enhancement at the beginning of each one. So you can see if this very first one, it's for work item ID 530538. It not only has a /C in the title, but in the request description, it says correction. And then it has the work item ID again and all the documentation that was in the PDF for this particular work item, including any related case numbers or knowledge articles that there are. Unfortunately, you can't just click on those knowledge articles. They're not links that go into the Allscripts website, but if a user wanted to look at the knowledge article, they could you have to sign into Allscripts anyway, if you're even able to do that, in order to link. So if this isn't a link, but you could copy the KB number and find it in the website once you log in. And if that information was important to a tester, they could copy it and paste it right into the task. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if that information was something that a tester wanted to have in the task so they could look at it, they could go to the website and find the knowledge-based article, copy it, and paste it right into StreamTest. So at least you have those numbers in the spreadsheet that we're providing you, because that's what was in the PDF. The last column has the project name. This is what I called it. So this is just for purposes of when you open this up, you can easily tell what project it was. But I highly suggest, in order to avoid any confusion, you just use your default project that you built so that you make sure that it doesn't reject it for any reason. Okay, so that's what this is what we're gonna import into StreamTest now, based on the template you just built. All right, so let's go back to the import Excel page. And now that you know you have that spreadsheet, you can browse for it. So you're gonna go to interfaces, you're gonna choose import Excel, and then you're gonna click on that template that you just built that we called all scripts P1. Okay, and again, that's the name of the file format that we created to convert it, but you don't have that yet because you're at an older version of StreamTest. So we're giving you the spreadsheet instead. All right, now you can go up to the top where it says browse, and you can browse for that spreadsheet that I just sent you and you just saved. I know I sent it to you saved as a .xls, but that's another thing that's important in StreamTask. It doesn't like the newer version of Excel. It has to be a .xls file, which again is what I sent you, so that's what it should be. Yeah, it's the older version. All right, so you're going to double click on it or choose it and hit open, whatever works for you. I like to double click. All right, so it pulls it in. Now you can click that convert button at the top. And now you see the refresh button popped up there to the left of your cursor. You're going to have to click it, and you're probably going to have to click it a couple times. Again, if you had the newer version of StreamTest, this wouldn't happen because I made them fix that. Anyway, let's look at the message you got now. So sometimes the refresh button pops up several times. Just have to keep clicking it. You're going to have to go and look for it. That's just the way this works in this older version of StreamTask. But now you have this message, and it says the total number of rows from the spreadsheet were 94, which is exactly what was in it. The number of rows inserted as tasks were 87. So you got 87 out of 94 work items, okay? And it says the number of rows rejected were 7, and details can be found in task 6758. So again, when you import into StreamTask, it creates a new task. This case it's 6758 that gives you the details of the import. So if anything was rejected, it will tell you why. Now, it's not necessarily a bad thing that things got rejected, because it may be those 7 work items are for applications you don't use. Like, do you use ambulatory?
I don't know top of my head.
Okay,
I don't
so that might be one.
I'm sorry?
I said that, well, I mean, there was one work item for ambulatory. That might be one that you're missing. But it also could be because you didn't have a task type built for a particular module, or the task type that you built didn't match exactly what we gave you in the spreadsheet. So that's why, you know, there's a little preparation that has to be done, and that's why we create these assistance documents, so you know exactly what's in the file and exactly, you know, what you need to do to make it work. So at this point, let's go and look at task 6758. Okay, so if you click on the task tab and punch it, see, you know where the quick find is? Actually, it's actually right in front of you. I always forget this. Put it on your list, so you see the last task on your list there. It's 6758. This is the conversion results task. So open it up. But if it didn't open it up, you could punch the number in, or if it didn't put it on your list right there. So let's open up the attachment and see which rows it rejected and why. So you're gonna have to scroll through. And just so you know, again, you're at an older version. if it says row number 73, it really means row number 74, I think. It's off by 1 because of the title. We fixed that in our newer version. So it says for 73 through 78, it rejected because it said no default value for the task type, but needs one. In other words, whatever the task type was in the spreadsheet, it didn't match your dictionary, and we didn't choose default task types because you don't want a default task type. You want everything to be parsed out based on what was in the spreadsheet. So, and then also on row 85, I think that says there. So, and then let's scroll down. That's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, that's 7, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Right.
All right. So,
and I'm looking at names. I don't think I'm familiar with those names.
With the module names? All right.
74, right here. I'm going to show you. 74.
Okay. What does it say? Oh, that's new. that's a relatively new one. So yeah, again, it's in the assistance document. It's listed there. Some customers think that should probably just go under interoperability reporting. But again, that's what they're actually calling the module. I don't know what to tell you. That's what Allscripts is calling it. So that's what I'm going to call it, because I am not going to change things just because I think that probably doesn't make any sense. So you're going to need to build a new task type for that. What was on row 80? It's probably row 86, not row
86.
84. I can't remember if it's off. All the rows are off by 1 because of the title column. So if it says row 1, it really means row 2. So this is actually row 86. So what's on 86?
Resource scheduling.
All right. Well, maybe you just don't have that task type built yet, or don't have it built exactly the way we do. So, and if that's something you're going to need, the way to remedy this is to make sure you build the task types that match exactly what's in the spreadsheet based on the assistance document. We can go and find all of these work items and get rid of them, and then you can just import the thing, the whole thing.
After I build the task types again.
All right.
Maybe just closing this.
Yeah, when you open up that attachment, it opens up in a separate tab, so you can just close the tab if you want to. Okay. Right. It does that so that you can have that open if you need to go and look at tasks or whatever. Okay. So let's go to your task type dictionary. Go into dictionaries and type. And the fastest way to, well, I'm guessing you don't have that interoperability or promoting interoperability reporting. So in our required task type list,
I have that right here.
Okay, well, you have interoperability, which is not the same as interoperability report or promoting interoperability reporting. You know what I'm saying? They're calling it promoting, so that's what we called it. We didn't change it just to interoperability. So what I would probably do is build a new task type, because chances are at some point in the future, they're either going to call it interoperability again, or they're going to have both things in a file. So I would just create a new type in addition to this one, just to cover your butt, so to speak. So whatever they decide to call it, you'll have a task type that matches it, even though probably for your purposes, it's all the same thing. Does that make sense? So let's just copy this. Did I ever show you how to copy it? Yeah, you're going to click on copy, and you're going to call it promoting interoperability reporting. Where am I finding this? I gotta find my master list. Yeah, so it's just promoting interoperability reporting, 3 words, all capitalized. Yep, reporting. Okay, and it looks like the auto assignee on this is Susan. So let's click OK.
Right. Yeah. I'm gonna give this one to Susan too.
Okay, so click OK. And that's going to put it in the list. Now you're going to have to go find it because it's in there alphabetically. So let's go find promoting interoperability. All right. It looks like it's at the bottom there. Right. So click on that. All right. And then you're going to, it puts Susan in there automatically. One of the things it doesn't do automatically is your default report. You're going to want to, right next to her name is the auto assignee where it says default report up in the fields at the top. It's the last one on the left at the bottom. See where it says default report, left, your other left. All right, you're going to want to choose task. The purpose of this field is so that if someone emails the task or that it has a format, otherwise it's going to be blank. All right. So, and then you're also going to want to attach, do you have a custom region? You must have a custom region. You're going to want to attach the custom region to it. Yeah, pre-live issues. So if you go up in the top, on the right-hand side, there's a field that says custom region. On the right, there we go. You're going to want to choose pre-live. Okay, and then you're going to want to save. All right. And it's going to refresh your list and it's going to put everything in there. And then let's see if you have one for resource scheduling. Should be somewhere in the vicinity of where you are right now. You do have resource scheduling. Maybe that wasn't the one. What row were you looking at?
86.
All right. Again, I don't have that spreadsheet in front of me. Hang on a second.
You're right here, 86.
No, 86 that's 87. You want to go up one. It's ROI.
Gotcha. My bad.
All right. That's all right. So
Let me
see. That's basically an abbreviation for release of information, but the task type, we're calling it ROI. So first, see if you have a task type called release of information. That's what you're really looking for. So you're going to want to probably go up there, right there. It's right above it. So click on that and let's just change it. Let's just edit it. Instead of calling it release of information, it's just all caps ROI. And save it. Go ahead and save so that it updates what we're calling it.
All righty.
Did you click save?
Yep, it's done. It's ROI.
Okay, so now we can very easily go, let's go find the task we just imported. Let's go search. We're going to search, choose the project, the first one in your list of projects there. Hit enter or search. It's going to pull them all up. And then we're just going to we'll get rid of them. So go to batch. You remember how to go to batch to update things? You can either do Control B or go up to the ribbon and click on batch. This allows you to make universal changes to everything in your list. So we're going to put everything in a status of deleted. And just to make sure that everything, because you can't put things in final purgeable statuses unless they're assigned. So up at the top where it says status, you're going to choose deleted because that's reserved for mistakes. And then you're going to choose in the next field below where it says assigned to, just choose yourself, just for the heck of it. This will make sure that everything actually gets put in that status. So at the bottom, you're going to click select all, meaning you're going to apply these changes to all tasks and then save. You have to put them in the status first, and then we can expunge them. Okay. Now that they're all updated, select them all again, because you have to tell it which ones you want to expunge. You want to select all first and then tell it to expunge. Okay. Now when you get to this screen, after you hit expunge, it's gonna ask you if you're sure, and it wants to know if you wanted to create a summary task. Just uncheck that box because you don't need to worry about it. Hit expunge, and then it's going to tell you how many it expunged. 87 out of 87, which is right because we missed 7 out of 94, so that's good. Now let's go back to the interfaces page, even though they're still on your screen. They're
right.
I think well, just for the heck of it, just do me a favor, go back to search and just hit search again. Yeah, okay. All right, so let's go interfaces, import Excel, and we're just gonna choose the template, browse for the file, up at the top. See, if you have the new version of the task, this page the page is redesigned and makes more sense. So okay. The browse is at the bottom, not at the top, because that's not the first thing you do. But anyway, so go ahead and open up, and then you're going to have to click convert up at the top there. It's going to pop up to refresh. Click refresh, and refresh again. Oh, we're going to have to go and find it again. There we go. And this time we have a message. It's all done. So this time you got it rejected 6. What the heck? Ugh. Okay, I don't know. Either the task type didn't match. I probably told you the wrong thing. I don't know. Either the task type didn't match what was in the spreadsheet, or it was a mistype. Let's do this. Let's go to the reports tab, and let's run the A1 report on this project to see exactly what's missing. Ugh. Reports, choose the first one, A1, just click on that, and then choose your project. And then, now all projects show in here, this is a new enhancement we're working on, is getting rid of any projects that are disabled from showing up here. But for now, they're all there. All right, let's see what's actually missing. So we thought it was, what was it? What the heck is it called? Promoting interoperability reporting. And yep, that is missing. We have, did we get ROI this time? We did. So we're still missing those 6. So let's go back to the dictionary and just make sure, and I'm going to look at my spreadsheet here to make sure I told you the right thing in terms of what it's called. 73 to 78 to 74. Yeah, it's called Promoting Interoperability Reporting. So let's look in your task type dictionary. Maybe we misspelled something by accident. Type. And
Yep, I missed the O, my bad.
all right, just go and edit it.
Ah, all right, double check my spelling.
All right, you saved it. Yeah, make sure everything else is spelled. I can't, it's too small for me to see, but it looks good. Interoperability reporting. That's a mouthful, for Pete's sake. All right, so we save it. Now that we got it, so now we know why we rejected it. Okay.
Yes.
So I guess you just have to go through the process again. You know, find everything, delete, expunge, go back and import again. And it's I mean, the other alternative is to edit the spreadsheet and delete everything except those 7 rows and just import that. You know what I mean? There's more than one way. You don't necessarily have to, you know, go and find everything and blow it all away. You could, that's the other option. Either way, it's a little bit of work. You know, if you think it's easier just to search for everything, if you hit enter or search, it's going to pop up because you didn't change your criteria. So there they are again. Batch, delete, expunge, and we'll try it again. It's up to you. You have the time. I have time.
Actually,
you can do it. You can do it on your own. I have confidence that you.
Send me the link for the video.
I can. Yep.
Yeah, that way, I don't mess up something. But I think I have this one from previous videos also because we did it last time also a couple times. Yep. But yeah, you can just send me the link like today or Monday morning, and I can take care of this and have this one done. But what about the other ones? Are these those we are gonna have to create templates too, right? Different templates.
Well, for the next file for 15.0, that's in an older conversion format, so that we don't have to import it. We can convert it. So you're going to go back to interfaces. This is much easier, I think. But
yeah.
So this is the conversion page. The thing you need to make sure here is that for every module that's included in the file, you have it mapped correctly. So what we're going to start with here is we're going to upload the file and the PDF if you want to. And we're going to use the Major 2 format. So you're going to choose Major 2. See, that's why you don't have the AllScripts P1 because you have an older version of StreamTab. You're going to browse for the text file that I sent you for the 15.0 file. This is just 15.0, not 15.0 CU1, just plain old 15.0. Tell it. Maybe where it says file types, maybe just choose all or something. Yeah, all files. Okay, so 15.0. Uh-oh. No, that's not it. Not PR. Can you scroll down with your scroll bar? Is there anything else in there? I know I sent you the text file. Oh, you know what? Maybe I sent 14.1 and 15 at the same time. Maybe that's why. No, I didn't. Oh, yeah, I did. Ay.
Can we? I'm sorry. Can we do this Monday?
Sure.
I have at 11:30.
I hear you.
Monday we can do early morning, later in the day, whatever's for you.
I can. I could meet as early as 10 a.m. my time, which is 9 a.m. your time.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
Okay. So 9 a.m. Central on Monday. And in the meantime, I will send you those two
Yes.
files
And
again.
I will in the folder here, and then you can just boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. And then what I would do, before we meet, if you can find the time, get rid of those ones we imported again and re-import now that you've changed, and to make sure that you got exactly what you're
I'll do
supposed
that first thing in the morning because I have a busy afternoon today.
Okay.
Monday morning, once I come in, I can just take care of that. I will have that imported, and I will have all this.
All
And
right.
I'll
Very
go through,
good.
make sure the names are matching in here too.
Sounds good. All right. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Sherry. Have a nice weekend.
Right. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.